Hello, this is Raising the
The
Cane.
cane. Hello.
Hey, again,
Hello,
another exciting episode. Sandra, Maurice, and me, Miguel, mucho. No, but
Mig-
so anyway,
Miguel Canio.
yeah, okay. So it's been a little while. We took a break, traveling all over the world and stuff. I'm just saying, making that up. But anyway,
What we were trying to recover some of those Bernie Madoff funds.
yeah, just really. So at any rate, question is, what's on your mind?
Flamethrowers.
Flamethrowers? What about flamethrowers?
Wait, for $10,000, you could get a robotic flamethrower.
Flame.
Yeah,
That's
Okay.
interesting.
yeah.
Okay. I gotta write that down. Okay, thanks. So I this is something that came up in the news, kind of about sickos, the death penalty. Marius, I don't know if you keep up with the death penalty, but Tennessee joins Florida in being the second state to have the death penalty toward child rapists. What is your feelings on that,
Wow.
anyone? Long
I'm
term,
not
long
opposed.
time. Go ahead.
I'm not opposed to that, but I don't think that it will pass muster under existing U.S. Supreme Court precedent because decades ago, um, when you still had hair, the death penalty was administered to the child molesters and rapists. And the U.S. Supreme Court basically overturned those state penal code provisions that allowed the imposition of capital punishment for anything that was not first-degree murder.
Mm.
So now, having said that, this Supreme Court, which basically has a 6-3 conservative majority, in which obviously, as you know, overturned Roe versus Wade, and it ruled that there's official acts immunity for current and past presidents of the United States. It's certainly possible that they could overturn their previous decades-old ruling that restricted capital punishment and would allow states such as the volunteer and sunshine states to so reimpose capital punishment. I'm in favor of it, certainly. I think that there's no excuse for rape or molestation of anybody, but
Yes.
it's compounded when you're talking about little ones.
Mhm.
So my thoughts are, yes, I approve, skeptical about whether it would be upheld, but there is the possibility that this court could revisit its prior decisions.
So it'll be tested when the next pervert comes up for execution. And then that's
Yes.
when the defense attorneys will send it to the Supreme Court. Well, I guess the appeals court and the local courts and then the Supreme Court. Huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And and the thing is, that's the reason why many inmates that are on death row actually die of natural causes. Like Richard Ramirez, the Death Stalker, he died of cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And so you got basically state appellate procedures, and then you've got writs of habeas corpus, and then some of the inmates will then go through the federal system, and so you can delay that execution for years.
Man,
So
that's horrible.
it really is.
Yeah. The one you just mentioned should have been executed.
Yeah,
He
he
should have
was
Yeah.
been
he
executed.
he was a wicked man.
I think that if they do it more in all of the states, these sickos or sick people will think twice, hopefully, to do something like that if they know they're gonna die.
Yes.
I think that I will go for that.
Sandra, and what makes it more of a deterrent is if it's quicker, because if you know that you can run out the clock, basically into your old age, then it's less of a deterrent. Let's say if you're a kid and you punch somebody in the face and you're reasonably and the person punches you back quickly, you're less likely to hit them back if it hits you hard enough. But if that person doesn't do anything and you just keep punching them, well, he's just a punching bag. And you keep doing it until you just get exhausted from the battering the person. And that's why kind of transitioning into another favorite topic, why bullies cannot be tolerated. And one thing that disappoints me, always has, about certain adults, particularly teachers, is that they look the other way. And
Yes.
You're supposed to be protecting little ones that cannot defend themselves.
And you know what is hard is that some of this, not all, because I do know of good teachers, but
yes.
the majority, some of them, what my kids talked about, and I hear other now adults, they talk about how horrible the situations are in school. So the kids rather keep them quiet or not say anything to parents or anybody else because they're afraid of retaliation, humiliation. And even the teachers will retaliate to the kids, so they don't want to say nothing.
Yeah, that's wrong.
It's outrageous. Yeah,
that's wrong.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad folks in jobs overseeing children, and those in nursing homes abusing the elderly too.
That's another area of abuse.
Yeah, it is. And just from theft to assault to even rape. Yeah. So
yes,
a lot of sick people in here, and us non-sick people should continue to do what we can to make sure these sick people, and I don't mean sick and sick, but disturbed, evil, sick. When we say sick, we mean you're evil, and we mean you're whatever else is possessed. I don't know. But you can't tolerate it, and it starts from these little bullies in the schools, from kindergarten. You have a little nightmare that's 6 years old, you need to hey, some of these kids don't want to turn your back on them even being that young. And
that's true.
And then it just gets worse in high school, but
that's a breeding ground.
And so
by the way, I guess the then police chief and another former officer that were slow to act to prevent the massacre at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas, have been charged.
Right? I saw that. And a little coward, there's a lot of heroes, the firefighters, the first responders, and police, but there's an element of them that are cowards that, you know what, I wouldn't mind the death penalty on some of them, and I really wouldn't. It's like your job is to protect kids. You're at a school and you allow some other sickos and other disturbed, evil individuals to continue to do harm to these kids. You're just standing there.
I think that sometimes it could be also that they themselves have been victims of something in their childhood or something, and then when they need to act, it's like they freeze. They're afraid. It's a fear. So it could be something that is not either evil or intention, but it's also something that they were blocked. It's a
At the
mental thing.
at the
That's
minimal,
possible.
at the minimal, you should lose your job though, because that means you're
Oh,
ineffective and you
obviously
can't
there should be
perform your job.
consequences
Yeah,
because a person
yeah,
like that should not be
yeah. Yeah,
in
I
a
don't want someone
school.
like that can't
So,
function protecting
right,
children
right.
Well,
for
So,
whatever reason. Yeah.
what's
yeah,
interesting,
definitely. Hmm.
yeah,
What?
what's interesting, and
Hmm.
and he prevented other officers from entering the classroom.
See, that goes
So
beyond what Sandra was saying. He stopped
yeah,
other people. If he was too weak-minded with no soul, he shouldn't have stopped other people, other officers from entering that wanted to save the children.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
I,
some
I
of
I don't know, but it seems like a professional, a psychiatrist or something should be able to probably determine that with that person. But because to
yeah,
me, I don't know, it will be to the extreme to say that, oh, they should be murdered or they should be killed. I
yeah,
I
yeah,
don't think so. I think that it must be something, perhaps, you know, again, it could be something that he was not able to judge. It's a lack of judgment, blocked in their mind. That's what I think. You know, it could be that is different. And like Michael is saying, well, probably intentional. I don't know. But
well,
Well,
it's
yeah,
it probably is complicated,
mhm.
and there were definitely a series of errors and misjudgments. But
yeah. He
is
knew
there,
how to think, except for saving the children. Every decision was not saving the children. So that just it's just
yeah,
and to stop other officers that to me put it over the pale there. If you're
Yeah.
too weak to do it for whatever reason, why would you on God's earth stop someone else from doing it? Why would you do that?
yeah, they were even stopping they being other officers from the school district police, the municipal police department, and other law enforcement agencies that were present on the scene. They were talking about there's almost 400 uniformed officers there. They were even stopping parents who were
Really?
gathering on the school grounds from going in. But some of them, like there were like mothers and fathers who went around the police and made it into other classrooms inside the building and got their kids out.
Wow.
So
So,
And
so it's just
yeah.
it's just no good reason to prevent several hundred police officers not to go in
Yes.
there. It's just no good reason. It's not one
Yeah.
no,
good reason. Regardless if he had a psychological issue, you know what? I haven't met anyone that doesn't have something wrong with them some kind of way.
To me, it's a
You
bigger
know,
picture too, is
yeah,
that
yeah,
they were not prepared. They were
yeah,
not trained well
mm,
to deal with these kind of situations, because even the police, come on, the police,
yeah,
I mean, they
yeah,
should have known better. They should have done
yeah,
differently. So
yeah.
to me, it's like the
yeah.
whole situation is, you know, unfortunate, and they should hopefully learn from this, because your kids are the priority, especially in school.
The only problem with this
That's
is
It's,
true.
the only problem is you can't bring back all the dead children and teachers.
no, yeah,
So
definitely.
that's
No,
You cannot
just
do that.
like,
And to those parents and families, you know, it's unfortunately, and I feel so sorry for going through that situation. No parent should ever feel like that, sending your kids to school. As a mother, I would
they
have,
should be safe.
yeah,
Yeah,
it should be safe.
yeah, yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
and a bigger issue beyond this is we talked about if you witness people acting odd and weird, believe them. Something that's a flag. The
Yes.
people that make these comments and they're stockpiling weapons and grenades or, hey, let me buy a tank on the eBay or something. It's like, really? It's like these are flags that we ignore because the person may be close to us, but you know what? You know,
I
and
was
that's not
I was just
good.
joking about the flamethrower.
Really? I thought you were. But
I was
anyway,
just
oh
joking.
man, I already was trying to place an order here on Amazon. So anyway, flamethrower.
You gonna turn
But
me in?
I'm gonna turn you in because you
You
make
gonna
yeah,
turn you for the
yeah,
reward?
yeah.
Hey, you know something? If we turn each other in, we can split the reward money.
Mm. But then there have people pay for their own sale too. Wouldn't that be
I know.
something? It's like,
I,
oh, you got all this money in the bank and you go for something egregious, and you have to pay yourself. Wouldn't that be something?
I want to get one of those El Chapo cells.
Chapo sale.
You get like catered banquets, get like
Well,
massages.
well, he's in the worst prison in the country, and I believe in
I'm
Colorado.
talking about when he
So,
was in Mexico. I'm not talking about here.
when he was in Mexico, he could live life to the fullest in
Yeah.
Mexico. He could
Yeah,
just
definitely.
It's like, now, how does that happen when they have a military and police and somebody that's convicted gets to go in and out and have all this stuff? Say, really?
Yeah. Hey, did you guys see that? This is related because it sounds like it's a non sequitur, but it connects. Have you seen the Netflix series The Gentleman?
No.
No.
All right. So one of it's set in basically United Kingdom. It's contemporary in nature, and this former soldier who was the heir to one of the country estates discovers that his late father had an arrangement with the British underworld to operate illegal cannabis operations. All right,
Ooh,
and,
wow.
and
Uh-huh.
so the paterfamilias, the patriarch of the uh, organization, um, is in this technically penitentiary, but is open air. He has his own Japanese chef. He can
Japanese
entertain
Wow.
chef.
visitors. Yeah.
And it's
So
called The Gentleman.
yeah,
Wow. Okay. Well,
it's like
Okay.
it's
next in our
a
list,
series. Yeah,
Oh, a series. Okay. Let me write
yeah.
that down. The series.
gentlemen. Yeah.
Hopefully
Very-
it'll get a season two, but I enjoyed the first
Maybe,
season.
maybe because of your plug and everyone watches this, they'll generate interest in it.
Yeah, that's right, because
Yeah.
of our influence.
Yes.
We're
Mhm.
movers and shakers in the cultural universe.
Okay. So, uh, AI and how do you see it in a previous discussion we had recently about, for example, Elon Musk's Neuralink chip, which is implanted into the brain? What do you think about that?
Too scary, too new
Mm.
to be able to do that. It is I mean, to me, to have somebody control my mind, you already have a spiritual evil trying to put thoughts into your mind and imagine the physical in the physical as well.
Mhm.
I don't, it's scary. Right now it's too soon. And I don't know.
Yeah, I don't want one.
You don't want one? I thought you
I
like
don't
to
want
be
one.
first. I thought you want to be first.
No,
Mm.
no, and like Sandra said, I think that there are unknowns and uncertainties and risks because it is an embryonic technology at this point.
Mhm.
And I mean, they're looking for early adopters, looking for adventurers, and looking maybe even for persons that are in dire and desperate
Need,
straits.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And so
Mhm.
you'll get plenty of people um, to volunteer because, maybe they don't have any more hope. But I don't think it's something that you'd want to just casually or nonchalantly fool with.
Right, right.
Well, in fact, this is not exactly the same point, but I was reading the other day
Mhm.
that there's this uh, clinical laboratory firm that noted in a certain population of people who've been taking Ozempic, that there is an increased chance of NAION, which is a condition that affects eyesight.
Hmm.
And, you know, that there's at least a statistically significant correlation between takers of Ozempic and the presence of this this vision impairment condition. So it's not like everybody who takes it will lose eyesight or go blind, but it's just like there seems to be an increased chance of suffering this issue.
What is that called?
So
NA what?
NAION. I have the article somewhere.
And I was also reading that people who have taken pills for cholesterol have been finding that they're getting cancers, either
Oh,
breast cancer, uterus cancer. So, you know, it is kind of scary with so many medications out there and doctors pushing medication without really going to the root of the problem and trying to see natural ways
yeah,
first. And then, you know, obviously you will have to take, you know, quick, you know, risk to help you out. But to me, the focus should be to detach the patient from this synthetic and this medicine that on the long run are causing death, because
yes,
it's not only going to you know, it's going to heal you whatever they're taking it for, but then they're going to destroy another part of the organs, like we talked in a prior podcast. But it is scary. So I think that people out there should be cautious in all of the medications that these doctors sometimes are quick to prescribe. So I think that is our responsibility as patients to be able to seek more and more other alternatives as well.
I think
I agree.
I do. I think it's all to expand that thought Sandra had. I believe it falls into two categories: the training or lack of training, and also the money that's generated. And I think those work hand in
Definitely.
hand. First of all, the doctors aren't trained to go natural, organic, if you will, or anti-medicine or pills. They,
Mm-hmm.
you know, because then that ties into the money. I don't know if you want to say conspiracy or cover up, or part of the chain is that it feeds the pharmaceutical companies
Mm-hmm.
and the
Yeah,
hospitals and the whole institution of modern medicine. It would collapse it if they said, "Oh no, you don't need these pills. You don't need these methods that require some form of where it, yes, like Sandra said, you're healed in one area. Oh, it reduced, let's say, your cancer by 10-16%, like our father had. I'll never forget when he called me, was in Buena Park. He said, "Oh, my cancer went down 16%, all these pills and stuff." But it was killing his you know, the blood, you know. So yeah, it was like the side effects are as worse as the cure,
Right.
or the
yeah,
alleged cure. So
yeah,
and you know, it's just hard to believe that certain things still are a major issue after probably hundreds of billions of dollars investment in them yet. And maybe everyone's doing the best they can. Only them and God know. But it's just hard to believe that we're having all these
Yes.
technological advancements and now we're putting chips in people's heads going out deep
Uh-huh.
outer space. But yet, you know, we can't
There's no cure
conquer
for cancer, and there's no
the
cure for
elements.
other things.
and ailments.
Yeah.
And also then you go and talk about the food supply, or the manipulation of the worldwide food supply in every country,
Exactly.
and it could be a death sentence. And what they're feeding the animals or not feeding them, and the
Yes.
injections and the steroids and all of that into animals to pump them
Hormones. Yeah.
to be buff.
Yeah.
You have a buff chicken you want to eat, I don't know. And so the food
Yeah.
supply, and look who's buying up all the farmland and the grazing land and the all the other things that require the raising of animals for slaughter. So I guess someone that's watching this show today would say, man, they are conspiracy minded. No,
Well,
we're thoughtful, and we're thinking about connections, and we're not stupid. Not saying anybody else is, but we're not. And these things are all
yeah.
linked together. They're interwoven
Right.
together. And
Yeah.
ask yourself, as what has improved? And it reminds me of a Wrath of Khan with the Star Trek,
Oh,
where when he was resurrected, him and his about 300 of them were resurrected. They were supermen and women
yeah.
that were put in spaceships. They were so powerful, they had to put them on spaceships and put them in a deep sleep in outer space forever. But something woke them up. And in the TV series and the movie, what's his name that played Khan, Maurice, or Sandra?
Ricardo Montalban.
Ricardo Montalban had it in a
Yes.
line where he says, it's amazing of all the improvements of science and technology. Wow. But I'm so disappointed though in the little development of man, meaning mankind and humankind. It has not
Yes.
advanced beyond,
Yes.
not even equal to their creations.
That's
So
true.
Yes.
they have advanced personally. And that would
Yeah.
impact the people that are still racist. It's like, hey, your side lost, okay? Confederate didn't win, okay? It's gone.
Yeah.
And so, and all the people that are still stuck somewhere in time, and so I partially agree with his statement. So
Mm-hmm.
I
That's a
really
good
do.
one.
And
Yeah.
and and if we were
But
aliens looking at Earth, they said, God dang it, this is too complicated to conquer this world. Just too complicated. You don't know who's telling the truth, who's lying. You don't know. They may be deceiving us, thinking we're superior, and then we land on their planet, they're going to kill all of us. I would be hesitant in conquering the Earth if I was an alien out from outer space.
well, you know something? I would definitely pretend to be a friend of the ETs, so you can get close to them and use their technology against them. Because
Yeah,
why are
that's
they
what you
coming
do.
here?
Yeah, because it's too
Because
chaotic. Yeah, why would you want that problem?
that means they have a hidden agenda.
Yeah,
They want
Definitely. They do.
and with
Yeah. We
and with
we
the
are the
yeah.
we are the prime rib for these extraterrestrials. And I'm not going to be on anybody's dinner plate. I tell you
Talking
that,
about the Twilight Zone episode with the
to serve man.
it was they thought it was an improvement plan for Earth, but it was a cookbook.
It's a
It was a
cookbook.
cookbook. It's
Mr.
like,
Chambers, don't get on the ship. It's
we
a
want you.
cookbook. I
It
translated
was
it.
a cookbook. So the only reason they would come to conquer us is because their food, their world is dying, their sons are dying, and their food supply has run out, and they need food. Where's their food supply? That's the only reason they would come to conquer us. Only reason. Not
Yeah.
because we're brilliant, that we're peaceful, that we're kind, and all this. No, that's one reason not to come to Earth. The reason is because they had to, because their planet is dying. They need some food. And look
Yeah.
at us. We'll supply them. Well, look how chunky my arms are. They would love to chew
Look
on
at you.
that. They
Look
would
at
love
you.
to chew on that.
You
And they
make
said,
you're
damn.
like a porterhouse, Michael. You're a walking porterhouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or perhaps they want your soul too.
Yeah.
Hey,
True. That's true.
you don't
Yeah.
You
know.
never know. Well, you know, it's interesting because I've been reading more books about UFOs and watching some of the documentaries, and
Area 50, what is it? 51?
51. And
51, yeah.
but I used to dismiss many of the individuals who claimed that they had these close encounters of the third kind, to paraphrase the Spielberg
Movie.
film from the
Yeah, in the
1970s.
70s, yeah.
Yeah, I used to say, all these people are toothless Appalachian hillbillies that are high on meth and LSD. But but then you hear from individuals that seem credible because they're Air Force pilots,
Yes.
or they're veterans of
Right.
the Korean War,
Mhm.
or they don't
Mhm.
have any known substance abuse addictions.
Yes.
And and they say, and they're not trying. It doesn't seem like they're exaggerating.
No.
And some of them even claim that they have seen these beings.
Right.
They're basically like a little larger than Peter Dinklage in some cases, or in others taller than Shaq.
Right. Yes.
Now if you short, I'm gonna take my chances and tackle you and just
But I
but
may you have a laser gun and wipe you out or something like.
well, then you'll speak at my funeral. Okay.
They said that in Crater Lake in Oregon, when we went, they have seen, like UFOs go through the crater.
Is that right?
Yeah, and you feel certain energy in there, so it's interesting. But there's a
That is
lot in
interesting.
Puerto Ricans. There's an area where they've seen a lot as well.
But see, that could be that rum though.
Yeah. With that
See,
blue beard or something,
Yeah.
blue beard rum
Yeah.
or something. I don't know.
so they just,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Could be
I
the
probably,
rum
I,
or the
I probably
beers
shouldn't say that.
or the
we have to. This will be the extra cut.
But yeah, there's a lot of information, and to me, when you see it in TVs and so many movies, people talking about it, some credible people, like pilots, like I saw
Yeah,
this.
see, I give them a lot of credence.
Yes.
And something. It's why not? In terms of the existence of interstellar civilizations that are capable of faster than light travel, or that do what we do. Like we'll go into like the Serengeti and we'll put collars on lions and leopards,
Right.
and we'll track them. When they do that with dolphins and other aquatic creatures like sharks. So you could find certain specimens and you could follow them. You could track them
and see their routines, how they live. I mean, to understand them.
Exactly. So they could be doing that to us, because they talk about anal probes and all that, and they could be doing the same thing to human beings. Because there was, like, on one of those documentaries that I watched last week, there was a man who said that at his doctor's office, and this is years after apparently he encountered some of these visitors from another world, that the doctors at this clinic found some strange metal in
their noses,
in his
sometimes.
legs. Yeah, sometimes the nose, but in this particular case, it was his legs.
Wow.
And get this, there was no sign of any surgical incision. So it wasn't like, okay, there's a scar. And so, okay, because like normally if you've got hardware in your ankle or leg because of some catastrophic break, it can be found. People can say, oh, this is where it was implanted. But no, his skin was smooth, but the metal was inside. And
sometimes
obviously,
I'm sorry.
Oh no. Yeah, and and we don't have that degree of quantity of metal that forms shape. You know, everybody has iron and magnesium, gold in their bodies, but they're trace elements. There's not enough to actually form
Right.
something that would be, you know, rectangular or spherical.
Sometimes they have seen that this material is not even found on Earth. You know, the
Yes.
metals. Yeah.
And how did that get
Yes.
into your body?
Exactly. Exactly. So that's what they call it,
Not
implants.
even astronauts.
Hey,
Yeah.
Maurice, your picture is frozen. Hey, you look better, actually.
No, I can see it.
Okay.
Okay, there
I
you
was
go.
taking over.
But
Yeah.
anyway, what is that? The you know, asteroids hitting the Earth, and there's I think I told you before, and I sent it to you, that coffee company, no, that vodka company, who is making the new vodka out of asteroids. Remember?
Oh, you told me that.
Oh yeah, we talked about
We
it, I
said we
think,
talked.
in our
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Yeah, that was
you know,
interesting.
and so look at, you know, things that are hitting. The point is impacting Earth, and maybe that was asteroid was sent by some people, some beings, or I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Mhm.
know. Like gold. This is how gold is mined, coming, things hitting the planet. I don't know.
You never know.
Conspiracy minded today.
Well, you know, people get prosecuted in state and federal courts for conspiracies.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
No.
any rate.
You know, in fact,
So,
they were
So
saying that Ruth Madoff, see, I'm getting back to Madoff, see, full circle, that Ruth Madoff knew more than um, she pretended to because she helped do the books for the company.
so why didn't she go to prison?
Why didn't she? Because she
Yeah.
portrayed herself as a victim along with her sons,
Her
one of whom
son.
committed suicide.
Yeah.
See, I think she appeared to be, see, she played off the fact that, oh, I'm just you know, I'm unsophisticated. I relied on my husband. Um, and he was gentlemanly enough not to throw her under the bus, even though he was responsible for considerable suffering himself by his decades of thievery and embezzlement and his Ponzi scheme.
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
horrible.
So, well, let's wrap this up. And
I'm gonna
so,
wrap you up.
anyway, you know, I could just push the delete or
Wrap you up.
what's that button to get rid of you? Okay.
I like
Maybe I
to
do it.
leave a
Let's have Sandra talk, please.
Oh, no, I was just going to, I have a thought for everybody that it's really interesting. I was reading it
Okay.
and I thought to read it for you guys. It says, the mind speaks through thoughts, the heart speaks through feelings, but the soul through silence. So
Whoa.
it is good to once in a while to take time in silence and be at peace within yourself and find the inner God in you through silence.
Good. Thank
See my
you,
You're
Maurice.
welcome.
Yeah. So thank you. So okay, well, it's been
thank you.
it's a,
You froze.
yeah, you froze too. It's freezing. Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. The pictures are freezing and stuff like that. Uh-oh, you know that's aliens interfering with our podcast.
We're telling the truth. They don't want the truth to be told.
So, oh my
There you go.
gosh. We've been
Uh-oh.
discovered. We've been discovered. Man.
Oh, look, I'm vanishing. I'm vanishing. Where am I?
Okay.
Bye,
My
bye.
body. I'm
You're on your, no, you're not
vaporizing.
vaporized. You're on your way to being a human fat burger. That's all. That's all. That's all.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
So anyway,
I'm
it's
coming
been a
back.
pleasure.
I'm coming back.
Okay. Okay. Man, we missed our
And
opportunity, didn't we?
actually, I kind of like that as a nickname, the human fat burger.
Human fat burger. I don't know. Maybe sue the trademark. I don't know. Fat burger. I don't know.
Yeah,
Can
There's
you use it?
already one,
change.
isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
There's the original.
Anyway,
But anyway, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for watching and
yes.
exciting. We hope it's
Raising
exciting,
Cane.
informative, raising the cane. Raising the cane. Until next time.
Yay. And we
Till next
and we
time.
endorse fat
Bye.
burgers. Bye.
Yes, we do. Bye. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.